Tonight I am here with Max Cavalera from Soulfly.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
All right. First up, how did you come up with the name Soulfly?
The name is actually came about when I recorded with the Deftones on their second record, Around the Four, and I did a song with them. It was called Head Up, and in the song I say Soulfly. So it's really from my lyrics,
Okay.
like a lot of my lyrics. I write anywhere, all the time, but it took me a whole year before I actually settled with Soulfly as a name. I kept looking for, I was looking for a Brazilian name for a long time, but nothing really clicked the way I thought. That, a name that represents the music, the idea, the message, and Soulfly. One day I was like, yeah, Soulfly, it's a good name, man. I can't believe it was there the whole time, and I never,
Right.
never. So I just decided to name the band Soulfly. We went in the studio and did the first album. That was in '98.
Cool. About how long would you say your current lineup has been together?
I don't know. I can't keep track of those things. I don't even know what day of the week is it,
I think it's Thursday,
I don't know what my birthday is. I don't know how old I am, It's like the life of the road,
Right.
I don't really care much. I care more about how is it going, and that's bottom line. Chemistry, getting along and playing as good as you can every night. We played every night like it's our last show.
Right.
That's kind of like the band attitude. Get on the stage, no matter how many people, just deliver, all. And that to me is more important than, how long this guy been here or that guy has been here, this and that.
Okay. I know you're into a lot of different types of music. I know you like some punk, some Brazilian stuff. What would you say what bands or artists have influenced you the most as a musician?
Probably Black Sabbath as a foundation for heavy music, I love Sabbath. I always did from when I was a kid. You have the honor to actually meet all of them and things like that. It was really great. I like classical stuff. Led Zeppelin was really kick-ass. I really like that. I like a lot of punk. I like Clash, Dead Kennedys, Bad Brains. Bad Brains are really big influence. And then metal, of course. Metallica. Then heavier stuff. I love Nailbomb Death. It's my favorite bands.
Yeah.
They're heavy better,
I hear you there. That's what we're about here on Rebel Access, is in-your-face
I listen
music.
to everything, but here and there I surprise everybody. Like in my house, I'll crank Nailbomb Death 6 in the morning, and my kids are going to school. I'll be jamming Nazi Punk's Fuck Off,
Right.
and everybody that's Max, and then you come another time, I'll be listening to reggae, out of the blue or world music, which I like too. But metal is where my heart is. That's why I play metal,
Right. Well, I know you had a side project, Nailbomb. How does that allow you to express your music differently, maybe, than Soulfly? I mean,
I don't know. To compare with Soulfly is difficult because it's a different time, Nailbomb was done more than 10 years ago. It was a joke as first,
Right.
just a cute time. He was so bored in Phoenix. Me and Alex got together, started writing some songs, and people that heard it say, God damn, those are good songs, just as I think some of them are better than some of your Sepultura stuff, So we went to the studio and made Point Blank. And for a lot of fans, like some of the favorite albums, Some people think it's like one of the best things I've done for hardcore,
Yeah.
But it was, it started out as a good thing, as a joke, not too serious,
Right.
and which is good. Soulfly is a little bit different, more serious, but it does have a Nailbomb corner inside Soulfly. There's that kind of not so serious element, more punk, I don't give a shit kind of element
Right.
exists in Soulfly, which I think that's why some people like to, it's not always serious all the time, so it's kind of mixed, so I think it was a good thing to do Nailbomb, to actually give me some inspiration to do what I do right now. And people ask me all the time about doing another Nailbomb album. We won't. We kill it.
Right.
We finish. But definitely I like to do another project in the same vein, under a different name, The only thing Nailbomb is going to have out is sometime this year, next year. It's a very cool DVD that was filmed by Dana, my stepson, that he was murdered, in '96. he filmed everything. We hate him for that because he was
He
filming.
was always there, right?
Yeah, we hate it because me and Alice didn't want to be bothered.
Yeah,
you know?
stop it.
But I'm so glad he did.
Right.
That the DVD is dedicated to him, and it really shows how Nailbomb was born. It's a very crazy DVD. In fact, the guy that's putting together, his house caught on fire in the making of the DVD. And
Wow.
This is how intense Nailbomb is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. He almost died. The whole house burned, and the tape survived.
Oh my gosh.
So when the fans are watching this thing, I want them to think a little bit that the suffering that this thing came about.
That sounds like some crazy stuff you have to check out.
It is. Nailbomb is really like that. Things take different ways with Nailbomb, beyond control.
Right? Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's dangerous fun, but it's
dangerous
all good,
fun. I know you're on your 5th album now is Dark Ages. Why don't you maybe tell us a little bit about that?
Sorry. Dark Ages, I like it a lot, because it's the heaviest thing that I've done with Soulfly so far. Mm-hmm. I've been teasing people saying that the next album will make Dark Ages sound like pop music, which I'm already working on it, But yeah, what is cool about Dark Ages to me is the depth of going into the extreme, but without losing, the art element, I think. So it's not just going heavy for the sake of it.
Right.
It still has all the Soulfly weird world music and, all these crazy sounds. It was always there. We just took one step darker, more aggressive. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people like that.
Right.
So I really dig it. I thought it was a good time to do that. Made my guitar player happy because he just want to play 1,000 miles an hour every day. I say, okay, Mark, this is your chance.
Here you go.
We're gonna make an album that has a lot of that, and we did, and I'm very pleased. I very, very much like it.
Is there a lot of influence from maybe some other cultures, like other different types of instruments, things like that? I know you play a couple different instruments.
Yeah, I play. I play some. I play. My main one really is a berimbau. It's a Brazilian instrument. Yeah. I actually did something else. It was more like on a producing side. Is it recorded in different countries? I went to Russia, Turkey, Serbia, and put some crazy instruments in Dark Age. But the thing that is also cool, you don't really hear these instruments on their own. It's all camouflage with the music. I didn't want to make something obvious.
Right.
Even when there's like balalaika and the triangle type of thing that you see on Dr. Zhivago. Yeah. It's in the album. It's very difficult to hear. You got to hear it many, many times.
Right.
And you find out a little part. Oh, yeah, I hear this thing
there. It is.
So, it was like kind of a camouflage job. I didn't want to really make the attention be like, oh, just listen to this album because check it out. Now there's a balalaika part, Some bands do that, They just, especially if they just do an album like that, it's what we call in Brazil, samba for tourists. It's not, I don't like it. I prefer to be kind of more authentic, So this was the way Dark Age was done like that, but it's pretty crazy. It's either like one of the most innovative albums or the worst jazz record ever.
I was gonna say that's very unique. You don't see a lot of that in a lot of heavy metal or extreme, music. It's just
it's like I go all these ways, really, really senseless. But most of the time, it's like most people are like, why he bother doing all that? Like, you don't get a lot back from it, but the little bit that I get back, it's good enough to me to keep doing.
Right.
Which I think that gives the album a certain vibe.
Right.
That to me, it's like how Sab and Zeppelin did the records back in the day, They didn't just settle for what was popular. They did things they wanted to do. They didn't give a shit if that was popular or not. So I follow that,
Well, that's a good philosophy to have.
It's hard sometimes. Labels don't like that.
Yeah.
A lot of formats, But I have the best fans in the world, and they're so cool. Really enjoy that.
Right.
They're always waiting for the next Soulfly. What's gonna be on it? What kind of sound we're gonna hear, and it's been really good all the time.